Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kane, and in today's video we are going to be trying out the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Finish Foundation. We also have their translucent setting powder. Also on the eyes we are going to be trying out the new Jeffree Star Morphe collection. This palette right here has some beautiful pinks in it, has some crazy greens that I've never seen before, and it also has a new formula in it that he's never done before. This palette is definitely an A+. I love it. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and leave a comment down below letting me know what you thought of the video and what other videos you would like to see me create. Also, don't forget to leave a nice thumbs up on this video so that I know you guys are watching it and you guys are enjoying what I'm creating. If you would like to see how we got this beautiful pink look with the green on the bottom, I'm calling this my watermelon eye. Just stay tuned. Alright, so we are going to start off by prepping our face. I have never used this. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Pore Prime and Balm. So I've never used this before, so I have no clue how this is going to work out, if it's going to be any good. Now, I have tried out the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and for me that moved my foundation around a little bit. It didn't set down as good as I wanted it to. My favorite primer is the Milk Hydro Primer. This stuff is amazing and works wonders. But today, while I was at the store picking up the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation and the translucent setting powder, I said why not pick this up and give this a go. So I am going to just take a little bit of that on my finger. Oh, it's very like soft and smooth. And I'm just gonna put that around where I have very noticeable pores, I feel like, which is right in this area. And then for the rest of my face, I'm going to go in with the Milk Hydro Primer. I don't like to use pore minimizing primers around my whole face because I feel like they're just too soft and like silky, and I feel like the foundation sometimes don't mix well with that. So now we're going to go around the rest of the face with, this is the Milk Hydro Primer. And we're going to just dot that around the rest of the face, going around the eyebrows. Alright, so I have the color 220N in this foundation. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation. I have no clue if this is even gonna match or be my right color. We're gonna find out though. So I am going to just pump a little bit of that directly onto my damp beauty blender. I'm gonna put about 2 pumps on there, and then first just dab that a little bit all over the face. So this is leaving me with like a very glowy finish. This is a luminous foundation, something that I'm not used to. I usually tend to go for more matte or a soft matte finish when I go choose a foundation. So I'm actually just going to apply a little bit more of this in some places that I want a little bit more coverage. I have a nice pimple coming through right in the middle of my forehead. I feel like that's literally the worst place to have a pimple, is in the middle of your freaking forehead. And then my eyebrows are a little bit red because we just had them threaded. So I want to say thank God that I tanned yesterday, or else this foundation would definitely not match me. I feel like it's still a little bit too dark for me, but we can lighten it up with a little bit of concealer. And we're just gonna bring it down the neck to try to blend it in a little better. But I mean, I did just tan, so hopefully it'll be a little bit better of a match once we put some concealer on. And hopefully this does not oxidize too much, or else we are really screwed. Alright, so for concealer, I think I have a little mini, and this is the Boing Cakeless Concealer by Benefit. I think we're gonna go in and try this one out. I have not used this yet, but it's quite lighter, so maybe this can help lighten up our foundation a little bit. Oh, or lighten up our eyes. Jesus. Alright, let's see what that does. So that definitely lightened us up a little bit. I feel like I still have some redness coming through, like right here and right over here. But that's a problem that I have with a lot of products, not just this one. So maybe. Alright, so we'll just add a little bit more. I feel like right to where we're still pretty red, and see if that can kind of help tone that down some. So we're gonna go ahead and just highlight the rest of the face. And then we are going to go in with a cream contour today. We are going to be using the Huda Beauty Light Tantour Contour and Bronze Cream. So that looks like this. I'm going to use a pointed foundation brush by e.l.f., which looks like this. And I'm just going to dab into that a little bit and go right there and down there, there, and down the hollows of our cheekbones. I'm gonna put a little bit in the corners, and then draw us up a new chiseled jawline. And then let's blend that out. we're gonna grab just a little pointed brush. This is the Morphe E62 brush. And we are gonna grab just a little bit more product on the tip of that brush and use that to contour the nose. And then go ahead and blend that in. And then once you have the contour on your nose, then you can go in with the concealer and highlight your nose. That's why I did not do that in the beginning while I was highlighting the rest of my face, because I like to do that after I contour. And then that just brings a little bit of light back, and then when you highlight your face and you put that line down there, it'll bring even more definition into the nose. So before we go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Translucent Setting Powder, I'm going to just go ahead and make sure that I press out any creases that we have gotten from sitting here for a couple minutes contouring, because you do not want to set those into your face. So I'm just going to dump a little bit of powder into the back of the cap. And with our damp beauty blender, we are just going to set under the eyes. Also going to set the smile lines. And then go in with a big fluffy brush and just gently wipe some of that excess powder off. I still see a little bit of redness coming in through here. So I don't know if I would say that this is like a completely full coverage foundation, because I shouldn't be able to see the redness in there if it was, but that's alright, that's not a problem. I'm always red, so it's something I'm used to, but just something to keep in mind if you are interested in this foundation. So now, just with some of the powder that's left on the blender, I'm just going to tap that around the rest of my face. And then a new product that I also just got is this is the Too Faced Watermelon palette. It comes with, it's a detachable palette. There is eyeshadows in one side, so this side has eyeshadows. These we will not be getting into today, but the other side is a face palette, and these we will be getting into. So I am just going to go ahead and grab a slightly tapered brush like so, and we are going to dip into the color called Melon Dramatic, and we are going to use that color to just bronze up the face. Has a nice little like shimmer to it, which is nice for a bronzer. I like it to have a little shimmer when I'm doing a luminous foundation. If I was doing more of a matte foundation, I probably would not go for a luminous bronzer. I would use more of like a matte bronzer or something like that. But for this, that's not too bad. So then to go down the sides of our nose, I'm gonna go into the Benefit Hoola bronzer, and I'm just gonna use that to go down the sides of the nose. Alright, so now that we have that, I'm gonna go ahead and just bake really quickly. I want to try out this Anastasia powder and see if it dries it out, how it is with baking. So I'm going to again just tap some more powder into the back. Go in with my damp beauty blender. And just place that right under the eye. And a little bit onto the sides of the nose. And then let's sharpen up our contour line. So while we have this baking, I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyes really quick, and I will be right back with the palette so we can start the eye look. Alright, so like always, I use the Morphe primer in translucent to prime the eyelids, and then I use the Laura Mercier setting powder to set that. I was gonna use the Anastasia powder, but just because I'm also trying out the new Morphe Jeffree Star palette, I wanted to go to my basics, what I always do, which is this powder to set the eyes, so that I can try out this palette and see how it is and not know if it was the combination of the different powder or if it's the palette that if something goes wrong. We are going to be jumping into the Morphe Jeffree Star palette. This is what she looks like. She has a bunch of these nice pinky shades up here, a couple really nice greens down here. I love all of the shimmer shades. This is a packed glitter. I think this is a new formula. I don't know if we're gonna get into that today, but that's awesome. It has a lot of nice shimmery shades in it, and I'm super excited to get into this and see what we can create. So first I am going to just grab a nice big fluffy brush. This is the Morphe M441, and we are going to dip into the color Back, which is this nice light pinky shade right here. And we're just going to put that into the crease. So this is going to act just as our transition shade for our next color. I am not going to be doing no like crazy like cut, crease, glitter, this, that. I'm gonna do more of just like a simple look with this palette for today, and we will definitely be diving back into this to see what else we can create with it. But now I'm gonna go into the color Self-Made, which is this nice bright pink shade. So for that color, I'm going to be grabbing the Morphe Jeffree JS6 brush on the tip of that, and these colors are super pigmented. So these colors are blending out very nicely. I'm not getting any patchiness, nothing crazy is going on with them. I'm actually liking the way that they are blending out very much, and they are extremely pigmented. So now that we have that shade nice and blended out, we are going to go in with, this is the Jeffree JS12. And we are going to dip into this shade called Pink Fleet. It's this nice dark pinker shade. So we are going to just dip into that nice pink shade and put that right into our crease. So we're using this just trying to kind of darken up the crease a little bit. So for this shade, I'm just kind of packing it into the crease first and then slightly blending it out. We're going to go back over to our JS6 brush and dip back into that shade called Self-Made and use that to kind of help blend this shade out a little bit. And then you can always go back into our first transition shade called Back and use that to try to blend out that color even more, so that you have a nice little like gradient effect and you don't have any harsh or dark lines. I'm gonna go back into the Jeffree JS12 brush. We're gonna now go into the shade Mogul. It's this nice dark purple, and we're gonna just place that right into the outer part of the crease to darken it up even more. So I'm then going to take that shade and also kind of pull it over onto the lid a little bit. So then we are going to grab a little packer brush. This is the JS11. And we are going to go into this shade on the end called I Didn't Know Her. Or it's called Don't Know Her. It's a nice little shimmery pink shade. And we're going to just pack that onto the middle of the lid. Wonder how this would be with a finger. There we go, that's better. So then we're going to go into Custom Rims, this nice shade here. Also using our finger and put that right onto the inner part of the lid. And just kind of pull that out. So once you have that going on, we are then going to go into the shade called Calabasas, and we're going to use that to further deepen out our crease. So then for our bottom lash line, I think I'm going to do something a little bit crazy, and I'm going to take this nice little flat, this is more like a pencil brush, this is the JS13, and I'm going to go into this shade called Drive Through, and I'm going to put that onto my lower lash line. And then let's also dip into a little bit of Wake and Bake and put that on the beginning half of the lash line. We're going for like some little watermelon vibes here, I guess, some green. So then we're gonna grab just a nice fluffy brush and dip into the shade Wake and Bake and use that to kind of just blend out this green down here. Alright, so I'm really quickly gonna go do the other eye off of camera, and I will be right back to do the liner and the lashes. So I went ahead and did a little wing liner on the top, but because I am wearing my Lily lashes in the style of Miami, they are so big you can't even see it. Added some pink eyeliner to my bottom lower line and threw a little mascara on. I also added a little bit of green into the corner of my eyes, just to add to the green on the bottom, because I was like, this doesn't make sense. What is this green down here for? Let's put a little pop of color in the inner corners. So this is kind of like a little watermelon-y vibe going on. Apparently, I wasn't even really trying to go for it, but I guess this palette right here really got to me. Even though we didn't even use this palette, this will be in another video coming up soon. Well, we did use the palette for the bronzer, and we're actually about to go back into the palette again because I would like to try out this blush that is in here right here, and the highlight, the blush and the highlight in here. We used the bronzer. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this is my blush brush. I don't even know what brand this is from. Oh, Real Techniques, sorry. I do know the brand. This is the Real Techniques blush brush. And I'm just gonna dab into that color and put it on the apples of my cheeks and pull it up. This palette smells absolutely amazing. It smells just like watermelons, and that's honestly probably what got to me. Was this palette smells just like watermelons. I had a lot of watermelon today, and I saw the watermelon in the palette. So that's honestly probably what inspired this eye look, was all the watermelon. What is that? Oh my god. There's so much sparkles on my face that have fallen out from the eyes, and now I just smeared black shit on my face from this brush somehow. Because to be honest, when I went to do my eyeliner, I used this Tarte. You just open it and squeeze it out the top, and then take the little brush and dip it in. I went to squeeze it and it exploded. It's literally all over my table. I have so much stuff to clean up. It's like on my hands. I wiped off a lot of it already. But now give me a minute so I can go ahead and clean this mess up. So I actually really love this like blush color. So if you have watched any of my other videos, you know I'm obsessed with this L'Oreal Enchanted Paradise Peach Blush. It smells like peaches. Maybe I'm just obsessed with stuff that smells like fruit. Because I'm obsessed with that. I now absolutely love this palette. Well, I haven't tried the highlighter yet, so we're going to have to see when we get to that. Alright, so this highlighter is called Dressed to Chill. So let's see how that is. I mean, it's like a golden-y, I don't know, it's like a golden champagne color. You would call it, and like I like more like light highlights. So like this Becca highlight, I am in the pan. I use this highlighter religiously, and like this is literally blinding. When I tell you this highlighter can blind Jesus up in space, I'm not even kidding. And then another highlight that like I think is like intensely is the Illumi Shimmerista, it's called, by L'Oreal. This stuff, when I tell you that this highlighter is crazy, you literally tap it into the back. Oh my god, I put way too much. That's ridiculous amount. Let me just show you guys like how bright this is. So I am literally going to tap in, blow it off, and put it on my face, and it literally just adds like this. Like, it's such a bright highlight that like you can use the tiniest bit of this and you will be so bright. This highlight does not play. Honestly, one of my favorites besides the Becca. So let's just throw a little bit of that up in the brow bone. All over the face, why not, right? Alright, so for the lips, we are going to go in. This is the Hard Candy Glitterazzi Press and Play. So this, you put it on and then you like move your lips together and glitter shows up in it. So we're going to go ahead and apply this really quick. Alright, so the lips are all done. We just did a nude lip with a little bit of gloss on top just to complement the look. So this is the Jeffree Star Morphe palette. If you enjoyed this, if you want to see more looks, the next look I'm going to do is I want to be testing out, this is the Lancome Tinted Moisturizer. I think I'm going to do that. My next video is probably going to be like one of those no makeup type looks, testing out the Lancome Tinted Moisturizer. I heard very good things about this. And if you enjoyed this, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment down below letting me know if you liked the video, what you thought of it, what other looks would you like to see me do with this palette. And thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys so much for coming and clicking on this video. It means more to me than you can even imagine. Thank you so much for sticking around and have a great day. Thank you.